This video is sponsored by Donal's Kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. Today it is all about a really gorgeous, decadent summer dessert. Now, the beauty of this ricotta pound cake is that it's infused with raspberries and strawberries, vanilla. It's got a white chocolate glaze, but best of all, it is so easy to make. It all happens by combining wet ingredients and dry ingredients to make the most sumptuous and really rich cake. So we're going to start off by mixing together our dry ingredients in a bowl. I've got some self-raising flour, and if you can't get your hands on this, you can use normal flour with an extra pinch of baking powder, because that's what we're using anyway to give even more of a rise to this. I'm using about a teaspoon of baking powder in alongside that self-raising flour. And the reason I'm adding that extra raising agent is to ensure that we get a really good rise on this cake, particularly because it's quite a heavy and dense cake with the ricotta and the melted butter. We want to give it every opportunity to rise as much as possible. So once you have your raising agent, it's time for some sweetness, and that comes in the form of some caster sugar or superfine sugar. Just to balance that out, a good pinch of sea salt. Always think with baking recipes, when you don't add that little pinch of salt, it just lacks that little bit of oomph, and it really brings out the flavors of the other ingredients that are in there. So always add your salt. Now, that's pretty much our dry ingredients. So just give them a good whisk up to combine. And I love these sorts of recipes because it's literally wet ingredients into dry ingredients, mix, get it into the cake tin and into the oven. So the simplicity of this sort of dump and stir style cake is what I love the most about it. So that is our dry ingredients. They're all sorted. Now it's time to talk about the wet ingredients. And for that mix, because we want that extra decadence, I'm actually using some buffalo milk ricotta. If you can get your hands on this, it's like the Mercedes-Benz of ricotta cheese. So it's really rich, it's really dense, and it's really creamy. So we're going to pop that in a bowl. To this, we're going to add 4 large free-range eggs. So crack them in one at a time. Okay, we've got 4 eggs in. Now it's time to give it a good mix up with some melted butter. There's a moment when you're making this mixture that it just looks like scrambled eggs and it'll never come together, but keep whisking, have patience, and as soon as the eggs and the ricotta combine, you get this gorgeous, decadent, smooth, creamy mixture that is ready for our dry ingredients. So this is the beauty of this cake. That's all the effort we've done into making this cake batter. Now we just need to fold it through alongside our raspberries and white chocolate. But first off, let's pour it in and get it mixed. Now, the beauty of this ricotta pound cake sort of mixture is that you can take it in any flavor direction you like. It'd be gorgeous with orange zest or lemon zest. You could add some cocoa powder, make it a chocolate pound cake. There's so many different variations you can go for. But for me, what I really love the most is the combination of white chocolate and summer fruits. It works incredibly well. The sweetness of the chocolate alongside the sort of tart sweetness of something like raspberries works incredibly well. So we're going to pop them in, we're going to fold them through, and then it's time to get them into the tin. I feel like people have, snobby opinions when it comes to white chocolate, but it's an ingredient that is kind of, in my head, a little bit different to regular chocolate. It's rich, it's sweet, and it's kind of creamy. And I think, there's lots of ways you can use it. You can toast it in the oven until it melts and goes nutty brown, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But just like this, it really adds a balance of sweetness alongside that gorgeous fruit in there. So I always love using it. Now I'm just going to stir this through, and the minute you start folding this, the color is gorgeous. You can see the raspberry slightly running. You got those chunks of chocolate, and you just know you're in a good place. Okay, that is literally it. One of the easiest cakes you'll ever make, and now it's ready to go into a cake tin with a removable base. I have popped in a little bit of parchment paper, make sure it's nice and buttered all around the sides. And now it's going to go into the oven. It's at 180 degrees Celsius, that's about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to cook for about 50 minutes, and if you notice it kind of getting too dark on top, you can just pop in a little bit of tin foil to cover it. But for now, this is ready to go into the oven, so let's get baking. And while that's in the oven, I've got some exciting news about Donal's Kitchen. Hey guys, we've already gone and done it. You've been asking for quite a while, and now we can finally offer a 7-day free trial on donalskitchen.com. You'll get access to everything. So So head over and check it out today. Now after that cake has cooked and cooled, you get this really beautifully risen cake. It's a bit craggy and it's got kind of cracks and stuff, but we are going to finish this off in a way that makes it look really stunning and a showstopper centerpiece for whatever celebration you're having. So we're going to finish it off with a white chocolate glaze. I'm going to put the heat on a small saucepan. We're going to add in some cream. We just want to infuse this and heat it up with a little bit of vanilla bean. It's these beautiful little seeds that are going to give our cream really great flavor. And because we're only using a very small amount of cream, this is going to come up to temperature really quick. The whole point of this is just to get it hot enough to melt our white chocolate. Essentially, this is kind of like a white chocolate ganache, but it's a lovely way to glaze a pound cake like this. So give that a good stir through and you can see those little vanilla pod beans starting to intersperse into the cream, and it looks good and it smells absolutely fantastic. So as soon as this comes to a nice steady simmer, we're going to turn off the heat and we're going to transfer that hot cream straight on top of some chopped white chocolate. Pour it all in. Now using the heat, we're just going to stir this until that white chocolate melts into the cream and we're left with a really smooth, glossy ganache. Now, as soon as the cream has melted that white chocolate and you have a smooth, glossy mixture, I'm just going to loosen this out with a little bit of creme fraiche, which is going to balance the sweetness of the white chocolate and add even more luscious creaminess to this. So a little bit goes in, and then give that a good whisk through. Right, now we have a seriously gorgeous looking white chocolate glaze. It just needs a minute or two in the fridge just to firm up so that we can pour it over and it'll hold its shape on top of this cake. Okay, our glaze has had its moment in the fridge and now it is lovely, light, luscious and ready to spread on top of this ricotta pound cake. So take it up, pour it on and give it a swirl. Once you have beautiful swirls, already we are in a good place with this cake. So I'm just going to finish it off with some raspberries, some strawberries, and then it's time to slice. I am pretty sure that this is my favorite part of making this cake. After all the work, and it's minimal work, you get left with a really dense cake, that beautiful white chocolate ganache, but finish it off with those summer fruits and it is an absolute thing of beauty. It's a proper showstopper and great for any celebrations. I do feel a bit bad about ruining it, but you've got to eat it, so let's try some. The great thing about these pound cakes is that they're quite firm, they hold their moisture so you can make these up in advance, and best of all, they slice really beautifully too. So let's take up a slice, plenty of fruit, and look at that, gorgeous little flecks of raspberries and white chocolate in the middle, that beautiful ganache on top, and now time to try some. Woo! Look at that, gorgeous! Sorry, I get a little bit excited when it comes to cake, as you might be able to tell. Wow. That is just absolutely gorgeous. If you are looking for a cake to try this summer, it's right here. This is where you want to go. It has the sweetness of the white chocolate running through it. All those fresh fruits, the burst on top really goes a long way, so don't skimp on the fresh fruit. But it's just a really decadent, rich cake that you can make in an instant. So if you want the full recipe, as always, it's over on my website. Remember to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, and leave me a comment letting me know if you're gonna try this delicious cake. Until then, I think I just deserve another little slice of this, so I'll see you later.